The more time we can spend preparing, the less time we'll need to spend repairing. And having a well thought out product plan will help us stay on track, keep everybody on the same page, and quickly address issues as they arise. Hi, welcome to this podcast. And today we're going to be talking about insurance agencies mergers and how to bring your teams together. My name is Bobby Fernandez, and I'm a performance coach here at Agency Performance Partners. And I have been through a lot of merger and acquisition. And so I really, really love this topic. Insurance agency mergers have become so increasingly prevalent in today's competitive market. And, as agencies really think about expanding their footprint and diversifying their products that they provide to their clients, and they want to enhance operational efficiency, mergers really present a strategic avenue for growth. However, the success of mergers really depends on a smooth, well planned integration process. So, in this blog, we're going to really dig into the importance and seamless integration and provide some comprehensive strategies to help you achieve that. The first thing we want to talk about is pre merger preparations. Before embarking on any merger, conducting thorough due diligence is going to be crucial. We have to get our house in order. And so there are a lot of steps that are involved in getting our own house in order before we invite other people in. We want to be assessing financials and performance metrics. It's really important for agencies to understand their financial and their performance metrics so that when we're buying other agencies, we can make a fair offer and the selling agency can really understand their true value. A detailed financial analysis really provides that insight into the financial health of both agencies, and it enables you to make informed decisions for both parties. Many times, agencies perceive their value based on their feelings and the work that they've done to build their business over the years. But we need to operate on facts and not feelings. And agency valuation is a really, really great way to get a much better understanding of the true value of both agencies and what each can bring to the table for the future success and longevity. We also want to evaluate the client base and policies. Understanding the existing client base and policies and their profitability aids us in crafting an effective integration strategy. Some items to think about are standard versus non standard business. What lines of business are we talking about? Are we adding additional carriers? And what is the current agency servicing standards? And what is the new agency servicing standards? Having a good idea of what all of these items are will help us later in the process. And it can help you to plan to integrate your teams and what challenges might present themselves later. We also want to analyze human resources and the talent pool. We have to assess the skills, the roles, and the expertise of all of our employees to ensure that we have a seamless transition. It's really important to understand and plan for possible employee attrition when merging agencies. Understanding how each team member will integrate, what role they'll play, and what additional skills they bring to the table will help plan for the success of our team and help us to structure our team effectively. We also want to identify any synergies and complementary services that help us create a more competitive and comprehensive service portfolio. This will enhance our agency's value proposition. We want to consider what each agency provides to their customers and determine how we aligned in our service level agreements, and then understand what value each agency will provide to their new customer database. Make sure that our customer facing staff is informed on how to communicate this information to the customers so that they are trained and they know how to deliver that information. We really want to be establishing clear communication channels. Open communication during this process is vital during an insurance agency merger. Establishing clear communication channels ensures that all stakeholders are well informed and aligned. Lack of communication can really damage relationships, and what once felt like a beautiful marriage can quickly turn bitter when not done consistently. We need to communicate quickly and often. We want to be clear about obstacles and keep everyone in tight alignment. You can download our insurance agency quiz to get a pulse on your agency's wellness using our freemium October content this month. So if you'd like to do that, go download our agency quiz now. We also have a brand new 3-minute video on how to prepare to buy an insurance agency. So if you haven't checked that out, now's a great time to do that as well. So the next thing we want to do is really develop an integration strategy. We want to be setting clear goals and objectives. Defining clear integration goals and objectives provides us a roadmap for the entire process and allows us to align all of our teams towards a common purpose. It's important to share these goals, communicate about them regularly, and keep our teams updated on a plan. We have to be able to plan for change and make sure that all of our team members feel informed and that they're part of a greater agency team. This will also help us to be able to celebrate milestones. Integration can be really, really stressful, and remembering to celebrate milestones with our teams will help keep our teams engaged in the process. It's also a really great idea to form an integration team. Make sure that you have key personnel from both agencies represented. You want to select individuals with expertise in various areas to form cross-functional integration teams. This will allow your teams the avenue to have a voice. As a leader of an agency, you tend to be focused on the big picture. However, sometimes that means the small details are not necessarily your forte. And that's a good thing. But in order to understand how business decisions impact our entire agency, it can be really helpful to have a group of trusted advisors that understand these decisions and how they affect each person within the organization. It also provides your team someone that they can come to and voice concerns and give them new ideas. And then that will help you to make informed decisions, and you can be more dynamic in your decision making. That way you can really propel your agency forward. We also want to make sure that we have really clear responsibilities and roles for each team member. Clearly defining roles and responsibilities to avoid confusion and streamline decision making. This will mean that you'll need to clearly understand each individual's strengths and weaknesses. That may be difficult to do, but it's very important in this process. Make sure to build your organizational structure based around the needs of your agency and not individuals within your agency. We're not building jobs around a bunch of unicorns. We need to understand what our agency needs. Know what roles you need, and then determine who is the best fit for those roles. But don't create organizational structure that requires a flock of unicorns. If you need assistance with your organizational structure and job descriptions, our client consultants are standing by to help you, and you can go book a meeting with us now. We also want to be creating a detailed integration plan. This will include timeline and milestones. We need to develop a realistic timeline with achievable milestones to track our progress. The more time we can spend preparing, the less time we'll need to spend repairing. And having a well thought out product plan will help us stay on track, keep everybody on the same page, and quickly address issues as they arise. There's so many project planning tools available to help you keep on track with your integration plan, from paid to free versions in Excel and Google Sheets. This will help you keep track of those important milestones, and you can help celebrate achievements when goals are met. We also want to be addressing potential challenges. When we can anticipate challenges and devise contingency plans to mitigate risks. When developing your plan, you want to consider the ways that you may get derailed. This will help you develop alternative solutions. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Don't overthink it as you can't plan for every potential roadblock that may come your way. But those that prevent or halt progress should have an alternative plan in place in case we need it. We also want to be addressing cultural differences. Understanding the existing cultures of both agencies is essential to identifying potential areas of synergy and divergence. When we can understand both agencies' cultures and strengths and areas of growth up front, it'll help us to combat the us versus them mentality. All too many times, agencies come together and there is tension amongst the staff. Teamwork makes the dream work, and that should be understood and communicated regularly. There is no, we do it this way, or our clients. All clients belong to one agency now, and we're a team. When you or your leaders hear these statements, it needs to be dealt with promptly, and we need to squash the idea. We are now a unified team. We are not working independently. So we need to be creating that unification. If you need to understand where your teams are, we can assist with some secret shopper calls. Considering auditing your agency to understand what's going on in our sales process. How are we aligned? Where do we diverge from one another? And secret shopper calls are a great way to get a look into your agency. We have some recommended secret shopper calls, and there's a link in this blog if you're interested in those. We also want to identify common values and shared goals that can serve as a foundation for fostering a really unified culture. Identifying clearly and communicating the common values and goals that you expect everyone to follow. Not just your service staff, everyone. That means new agency principals that are coming on board and merging with your agency, producers. Everyone needs to be following the same vision, and we need to bring the team together, give them that clear vision of your expectations and what success will look like and how they help bring the team together. You should have clearly defined goals along with a plan to celebrate for achievement. This will help your team come together and work in unison for the betterment of our new and improved agency. We want to foster collaboration and team building activities. Organizing team building activities and workshops to foster collaboration, bridge gaps, and build trust amongst employees. The sooner you can get your team acclimated to their new normal and working together, the sooner they'll build the synergy you need to create a great customer experience during this transition. If our teams are not working together for a common goal, our customers will feel our dysfunction, and that's the last thing we want. Celebrate achievements and plan for fun. If you don't plan for fun, it won't happen. If you need some ideas on how to celebrate your team and reward them for doing a ridiculously amazing job, you can go out and visit our store, and we have some ridiculously amazing insurance swag. We also want to be focused on streamlining operations and processes. Combining technology and systems can be really, really difficult. So the first thing we want to do is assess our IT infrastructure, evaluating your current tech stack of both agencies to determine a plan for the most effective way to integrate systems. This can be extremely challenging as many agencies have competing technologies within their agency. You need to do a deep dive in understanding all of the technology, and that doesn't just include agency management systems or CRMs, but how are we collecting e-signatures? Do we have payment solutions? Are there customer portals, PDF viewers, faxing solutions? Those are just to name a few. There's so much technology out there, and a lot of times we're only looking at agency management system versus agency management system and how we integrate those ideas and those systems together. But there's so much other technology that happens within an agency, and we need to understand those things, phone systems and what's going on. This may mean that your existing agency may have to adopt some new technology because it's more efficient, or the cost is comparable or less. Competing technologies don't allow your agency the ability to provide an efficient workflow. So we need to understand fully what each system does, the benefit that it brings to the agency, and the benefit that it brings to your customer experience. And cost will be an extremely important part of this process as well. Then we want to focus on the integration of software and databases. Seamlessly integrating software and databases to ensure data consistency and accuracy. The sooner you can bring your agency into one common system, the sooner you will be able to come together as a team. Working in different systems under different rules perpetuates the us versus them mentality. You'll likely need to involve professional resources in this area, and this is not an area to go it alone. Contact your vendors to assist with system conversions to ensure no loss of data and ensure accuracy. Then you want to make sure that you have a really good plan to train your staff. During an insurance agency merger is a great time to train new staff with new technology, but also train existing staff to ensure that the whole team is working consistently and everyone has received the same training and the same message. Have a realistic training and adoption plan. And this will include a planning phase, which is who gets trained, what they get trained on, when they'll get trained, why they need to be retrained, and how we will train them. Then we want to do a documentation phase. This is where we'll understand the current landscape, how we'll standardize our processes and procedures to eliminate redundancies, enhance efficiency, and create a consistent client experience. The next step will be the implementation phase. Don't skip this phase. Test it. Optimize workflows to reduce bottlenecks and enhance productivity across the merged teams. Then you'll go into the next step of the training phase. This is where we'll make sure that everyone receives the training they need for their role. Make sure to provide a consistent feedback loop for your staff to provide you with any feedback regarding challenges, an open line of communication on business reasons why decisions were made. Then we'll move into the evaluation phase. This is where we'll track for adoption and the need for additional reinforcement training. If you need assistance with creating a training plan for your merged teams, you can book a meeting with one of our client consultants now. The next thing that we really want to get into is managing our human resources and how we're going to retain top talent, offering incentives and benefits. We want to retain key employees by providing incentives and benefits to align with the agency's new direction. Understanding that during acquisition and merger, there is always the possibility of talent leaving the organization. We need to be prepared and have a strategy to retain key employees. What kind of incentives and benefits are they currently receiving? What benefits or incentives will you be able to enhance or provide with the merger? And be really transparent about any incentives or benefits that may be going away so that you can discuss that and find acceptable solutions. Don't surprise people with those things. You also want to consider providing some additional incentives for key existing staff that may be required to put in some additional manpower to get the new agency acclimated and might be assisting with the transition. You want to have honest and transparent communication to set expectations. It will be critical to ensure that everyone feels taken care of. We want to provide the ability for people to see their career growth opportunities. We want to communicate avenues for career growth within the merged agencies, and having a great organizational chart with accountability will assist you here. Have clear expectations, accountability, reporting structure, and job descriptions. This will allow everyone to clearly identify where they are, but also where there's opportunities for growth within the organization. Include your open roles on your organizational chart so that new and existing staff can be considered. And keep you informed of their career goals, and you can help mentor them on their pathway. Addressing employee concerns and anxieties is going to be really, really critical during this time period. We want to make sure that we're transparently addressing employee concerns and anxieties, emphasizing the benefit of the merger. Build trust with those new team members as they're likely feeling uneasy about the transition. We want to be clearly stating intentions and providing a safe space for them to share their concerns. It will help them feel more at ease. We want to facilitate open communication between staff. Create platforms where employees to voice their thoughts, their concerns, fostering that culture of an open communication. Be careful and don't allow detractors to lead the conversations. Identify and encourage your cheerleaders early to help keep the agency morale high. A safe space to communicate and team build will allow not only your leadership to get a good insight on where people are, it will also help team members create bonds that will last a lifetime. The next thing we want to do is ensure that compliance and legal aspects of complying with regulatory requirements. Navigating regulatory requirements to ensure a seamless transition without legal complications. Having good legal counsel will help you through these scenarios, and they can answer any questions that will arise. So good legal counsel is imperative. Do not go it alone when it comes to all the legal aspects of merging an agency. You'll also need to update licenses and certifications. You want to make sure that when you're updating license and certifications, you are aligning with your merged agency's operations. Understanding license requirements in each state, especially if you're expanding a footprint. What's transferable and what's not. Some things to consider: tax ID numbers. And if your agency will continue to operate after the merger. Carrier contracts, producers agreements, appointments, affiliations. Will you have a name change? How will you dissolve the prior entity and when? Addressing all of these legal questions and contractual obligations, you'll want to thoroughly review and address legal contracts and obligations to prevent any post-merger disputes. No one likes surprises, and the last thing you need is to be dragged into a dispute after what seemed to be a beautiful insurance agency merger. The next thing we want to do is think about how we're going to communicate with clients and stakeholders. Crafting a clear communication strategy, a comprehensive communication strategy to inform clients, stakeholders, and the public about our merger. We want to build excitement about this new partnership. It allows your clients to see you as a unified team and not a hostile takeover. Share the information on your website, social media sites, and send notifications to clients. The more you control the message of your insurance agency merger to clients, the better you can help them understand that this is happening for them and not to them. Notifying clients of the merger and integration process. We want to assure the clients of a seamless transition and provide them with any necessary information about changes. Ensure that they know who to contact and anything that may change for them. It's a great idea to create a video for your clients so it can be sent to them, placed on your website or on your social media platforms to inform them of these exciting changes. Be sure to include existing and new team members to create a really unified message and vision. This will allow you to set really clear expectations for your clients and help to boost your retention. Addressing your client concerns and queries promptly to maintain trust and loyalty during this merger. This allows your customers to know that your new agency is full of opportunity, but we also want to give them the opportunity to express any concerns. We want to obtain any feedback around these new expectations so that we can help create a strategy and have a plan for that. It also allows us the ability to create relationships, introduce new partnerships, and notify clients of enhanced services that now might be available to them to set their mind at ease that we're still here to be their advocate. The next thing we want to do is integrate marketing and branding efforts. to create a unified brand. We need to develop a consistent brand identity that reflects the merged agency's values and services. This is an important step, and you need to have a clear plan and a timeline. The agency should have already notified clients before they start receiving policies with the new agency name that just shows up or in their email. Setting expectations and timelines around rebranding means no surprises. You also want to coordinate marketing efforts to avoid confusion and ensure a cohesive message to clients. Make sure that everyone is clear on the messaging and how we're going to deliver the message. This is a great opportunity to practice role play with your internal teams. It'll allow your leadership to answer any question from the team, and having a unified message will help build trust and confidence with our clients as we present that message. We also want to identify cross-selling opportunities to offer clients a broader range of services. When bringing agencies together, there are many opportunities for new and enhanced services. Making sure that our team understands and is well-versed in how to deliver this information to clients will be key in rounding out our book and ensuring clients understand the benefits of this merger for them. Provide your team with talk tracks, cheat sheets, and training so that they can flawlessly deliver the value of the new enhancements. Then we want to monitor and measure success. Establishing KPIs to measure the success of integration efforts and track progress over time. This will mean that you need to have control and understanding of both agencies' metrics, identifying where and how metrics are stored so that your agencies have a clear understanding on how to empower your leadership to make great decisions and plan for the agency's future. Data is a powerful tool when agencies can learn how to harness the power of their data for their benefit. This means everyone has to be committed to clean data, conducting regular performance reviews, and regularly reviewing established KPIs to make necessary adjustments. Regularly sharing your agency's metrics with all staff can help everyone understand what metrics are important, how that information is obtained, and what they can do to help maintain the agency's clean data. Be consistent in monitoring this information and be quick to identify and fix problems as they arise. It's much easier to fix an issue when it's first identified rather than trying to clean it up later. Then you want to be able to make necessary adjustments and improvements. Adapt an integration strategy based on performance data to optimize those outcomes. Even with the best planning, you may need to make some changes, and that's okay. Embrace change when there is a valid business reason. Valid business reason should include a better customer experience, protecting your agency from E&O, or providing a data point that your agency needs to make better business decisions. Adding a new code because your service staff can't find things in the system because they're not naming it properly is not a valid business reason. So, in conclusion, successful insurance agency mergers require a lot of meticulous planning, communication, and execution. But by following these steps, agencies can navigate the complexities of integration and position themselves for sustained growth. Continuing to evaluate and adapt are key to capitalizing on opportunities that mergers bring to the table and achieving long-term success in your new relationship for years to come. Good luck on your merger. And if you've ever acquired an agency, it can be challenging. If you need help, book a meeting with us now. We'll see you next time.